Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro's Library. I'm your host, Donald Wonder, and today I'm going to talk about a book that is so much fun because this is a book that somewhere in the back of my mind, I felt like this situation is going on. I thought to myself, look man, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but this book, when I read this story, I thought to myself, this is the story I've always wanted to read. This is a techno thriller called Influx. It was written by Daniel Suarez in 2014 and it won a lot of awards, especially Goodreads. I think they gave it Best Book of the Year in 2014, 2015. I saw it had a lot of praise and I thought to myself, I haven't read a techno thriller in a long time, so let me check this out. So here's the plot. Basically, it stars this main character. I'm not even going to mention his name because I don't want to get into any spoilers. I'm going to be a bit vague. This main character, he's a scientist and he's actually figured out how to bend gravity or something. And when the first chapter is a hell of a lot of psychobabble. These scientists are celebrating, hey, we just figured out how to bend gravity or something like that. And they're all celebrating. At the end of the first chapter, long story short, the guy gets abducted. And basically what you find out is there's this government agency that has been cracking down on people that have broken new technologies. And basically what they're saying is, oh, we're trying to control new technologies that are found, because if the world knew of some of the technologies, it would bring the world to chaos. So basically the main character is abducted and it's kind of held hostage that, you know what, we're going to take your new invention, we're going to put it in a sandbox, and we're going to, because that's what we do with the agency. We keep all these technologies, all these future technologies, and what you find out is actually the human race is far more technologically advanced than we know. But this agency doesn't think that the human race, or somehow the American government has decided that they need to regulate technology. So what the main character is absolutely furious. He thinks that these guys are manipulating the world, and you find out that these guys have the cure for cancer. There's so much super technology that this guy feels like they're bad guys, but the company, we're not the bad guys. Don't you understand that the world will go to chaos? So that's the plot of the book, and it's a techno thriller, and I don't want to say anymore. So the reason why I found this book interesting is I actually agreed with what the company was saying, that if we knew of certain technologies, it would bring the world to chaos. Like, people always going on about flying cars or the hoverboard. Are we really ready for that shit right now? So, a lot of this book was like, this makes sense. And actually, I could believe this would actually happen. And actually, on Stargate, this was a big part of Stargate. Stargate, they wanted to hide the Stargate. The military controlled it because they thought that, the world wasn't ready for it. And the military was using it for years in secret. And there was even an episode in Stargate where they showed what would happen if everyone knew about the Stargate. So I've seen this before in sci-fi stories, but this book explored it very well. I felt like someone I felt like this is happening right now. And I felt like they explored the possibility of what it would be like and what the government would do with it. And, it's applicable to today's time with how technology is emerging. And sometimes people talk about planned obsolescence, like people build these tablets or your IT equipment to fail. And how much equipment does NASA actually have? How far along is technology? I've got an iPad mini 4 right now, but I know right now, as powerful as my equipment is to edit, to watch TV, to on our computers, that the government agencies probably got technologies that is miles ahead. So the book was very appealing to me, and I know I went off kilter on a ramble, but as a guy who likes technology, I found it interesting. So for you guys who are listening, as a recommendation, I don't want to say this is just for guys who like technology, because I honestly think the book is very interesting. The only problem with the book is the first chapter. The first chapter, when these guys are celebrating about their new invention, so much psychobabble, so much jargon, so much technology. I didn't even understand what the fuck they were talking about. But that just gets you prepared for the rest of the story. From chapters 2 onwards, it's very straightforward. There's not a lot of techno babble. It's just a good thriller about technology, and there's a bad guy and there's an element to it. If I wanted to sell this movie, I would say it's like a combination of a very dark version of Tomorrowland mixed with Enemy of the State. It's like these two movies, very adult, very dark, combined into one. I really enjoyed the book. the ending, I knew how it was going to end. To be honest, I knew how it was going to end. I didn't really, there was a final confrontation that I feel didn't even need to happen. There was this guy that was helping the good guys, and then for some reason he just did something that felt like the only reason he did that was so the writer could make a final battle with all these other characters. Other than that, I was like, apart from that last encounter where everything went to shit, the book was good. I would give the book a high solid B, because honestly, 90% of this book is good. It's that first chapter and the very end with a last fanatical battle, which I feel like didn't even need to happen really, because it was already over by then. But honestly, the middle, most of this book is intriguing, thriller, and as a guy who likes technology, I think this is very applicable. And honestly, guys, I don't want to be conspiracy theorist, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an organization like this in real life. I really wouldn't. And to be honest with you, as I said in the beginning, I wouldn't be against it, because honestly, I think we do need to be drip fed technology. We need to grow to it. If, something just came out, there was a teleporter, I think the world would be thrown into chaos. But saying that, this organization in the book, yeah, they're definitely shady, to say the least. So anyway, guys, I really like this book, and I really like this author, because I think he's a techno guy, and he works for some agency, so he knows what he's talking about. I could tell by a lot of the words he was using in the book. He's very articulate in this technological world. It's really good, and I'm going to check out his other book, because he's only had 3 or 4 books, and I like what he's saying. But if I find it interesting, I'll let you guys know. But either way, guys, I think that's going to be enough of that. I went on long enough, guys. Let me know if you read the book. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It did get an award on Goodreads for Book of the Year last year, or this year, or 2015, or whatever. But either way, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you like the content. Hit the annotation on the right if you want to see all the other stuff we do for animation, TV shows, other books, manga, what have you. And until the next video, see you guys later. Take care. Peace out.